I'm about to show you how to build a beautiful, fully functional barndominium in under 1,200 square feet for less than $120,000. This isn't theory. I'm walking you through a completed build with real costs, real mistakes, and the one design trick that makes small barndominiums feel twice as big. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether a small barndominium is right for you and how to avoid the 3 biggest mistakes that destroy small space living. If you're trying to build affordable housing, downsize without sacrificing style, or create a rental income property, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm breaking down every dollar spent, every square foot maximized, and every lesson learned from building small. This could be the blueprint for your financial freedom. Let's dive in. Small barndominiums are exploding in popularity in 2026, and for good reason. With housing costs out of control, more people are discovering that bigger isn't always better. A well-designed, small barndominium under 1,200 square feet can provide everything you need for comfortable living at a fraction of the cost of traditional housing. Today I'm showing you exactly how to do it right. What is a small barndominium? When I say small barndominium, I'm talking about buildings between 600 and 1,200 square feet of living space. This typically means a 30 by 40 foot building, a 24 by 50 foot building, or a 30 by 30 foot building with some additional porch or storage space. These are designed as primary residences, guest houses, rental properties, or downsizing solutions for empty nesters or retirees. The beauty of small barndominiums is efficiency. Every square foot matters. Every design decision has to earn its place. When done right, a small barndominium feels spacious, functions beautifully, and costs a fraction of what larger homes require. The build we're analyzing. The example I'm using today is a 30 by 40 foot barndominium. That's 1,200 square feet of living space, built in rural Arkansas in 2025. The homeowner, I'll call him Jake, built this as his primary residence after selling a larger traditional home. Jake acted as his own general contractor, but hired out most of the specialized work. Total time from breaking ground to move in was 6 months. Let's break down every detail. The real costs. Land and site preparation. Jake already owned 2 acres of land, so I'm not including land cost. If you're buying land, budget $20,000 to $80,000 depending on your location and acreage. Site clearing and grading cost $2,800. Gravel driveway, 100 feet long. Ran $3,200. Electric service connection to the property was $2,400. Site prep total, $8,400. Foundation. Small barndominiums typically use concrete slab foundations. For a 30 by 40 building, excavation and prep work cost $1,800. Plumbing rough and beneath the slab, including all drain lines, ran $3,200. Concrete slab with rebar reinforcement and vapor barrier cost $12,800. Foundation total, $17,800. That works out to about $15 per square foot for the foundation, which is standard for this size building. The steel building kit. Jake ordered a basic 30 by 40 steel building kit with 10-foot sidewalls from a regional supplier. The kit included structural steel frame, metal roof panels in dark gray, metal wall panels for standard windows, 2 entry doors, 1 garage door, basic bat insulation rated R13, all fasteners and trim. Kit cost, $24,000. Delivery, $1,600. Kit total, $25,600. For a small barndominium, you can often find quality kits in the $18,000 to $32,000 range, depending on features and your location. Shell erection. Jake hired a local crew to erect the steel frame. With a building this size, it's manageable but still requires equipment and expertise. Crane rental for 2 days cost $2,200. Labor for 3 workers over 4 days ran $4,800. Shell erection total, $7,000. Some experienced DIYers can erect a small building themselves with rented equipment, potentially saving $3,000 to $4,000. But it's risky if you don't know what you're doing. Insulation upgrade. The kit came with basic bat insulation, but Jake upgraded to closed-cell spray foam for better performance. This is especially important in a small space where temperature control matters. Spray foam for walls and ceiling cost $6,200. This brought his insulation to our 19 in walls and our 30 in ceiling. Interior framing and drywall. Small barndominiums need minimal interior framing since the layout is simpler. Jake created one bedroom, one bathroom, and kept the rest as open living space. Interior wall framing for bedroom and bathroom cost $3,200. Drywall throughout, including texture and primer, ran $5,800. Framing and drywall total, $9,000. Electrical rough, in and finish for a 1,200 square foot space is straightforward. Wiring, panel, outlets, switches, and basic light fixtures cost $4,200. Jake did some of the finish work himself, like installing light fixtures, which saved about $600. Plumbing for one bathroom and a kitchen is relatively simple. Rough in and finish plumbing including all fixtures, a standard tub shower combo, toilet, vanity sink, and kitchen sink cost $5,400. Jake chose mid-range fixtures, not the cheapest but not luxury either. HVAC. For a small, well-insulated space, HVAC needs are minimal. Jake installed a single-zone mini-split system rated for 1,500 square feet. Cost installed, $3,800. This handles both heating and cooling efficiently. His monthly energy bills run $85 to $110, depending on season. Flooring. Jake went with luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout, except the bathroom, which got ceramic tile. LVP for 1,100 square feet cost $3,600 installed. Bathroom tile for 100 square feet ran $800. Flooring total, $4,400. Kitchen. This is where small space design matters. Jake installed a galley-style kitchen with 12 feet of cabinets. Stock cabinets from a big box store cost $3,200. Laminate countertops ran $1,100. Mid-range appliances, including a refrigerator, range, microwave, and dishwasher totaled $2,800. Sink and faucet cost $400. Kitchen total, $7,500. A small, efficient kitchen can be incredibly functional. Jake has everything he needs in a compact footprint. Bathroom. Small bathroom, but fully functional. Vanity with sink cost $600. Toilet was $280. Tub shower combo was $520. Tile work, as mentioned, was $800. Fixtures and accessories ran $350. Bathroom total, $2,550. Interior finishes. Interior doors. Jake needed 3, cost $900. Trim and baseboard throughout ran $1,400. Paint for walls and trim cost $800. Finishes total, $3,100. Exterior additions. Jake added a 10 by 30 foot covered porch on the front. Materials and labor cost $4,200. Exterior lighting fixtures ran $600. Basic landscaping with gravel and a few plants cost $900. Exterior total, $5,700. Systems and utilities. Well drilling. Jake hit water at 180 feet, cost $11,200. Septic system for a one-bedroom home ran $8,500. This is cheaper than larger systems because the bedroom count determines septic size. Utilities total, $19,700. If you're building where municipal water and sewer are available, you might spend $3,000 to $8,000 on connection fees instead. Permits and fees. Building permit cost $1,200. Septic permit was $400. Well permit was $200. Electrical and plumbing permits cost $350 combined. Permit total, $2,150. Contingency and extras. Unexpected expenses, material upgrades, and miscellaneous items totaled $6,800. This included upgraded windows for the living area, a better front door, additional outlets, and various small overruns. Grand total. Site prep, $8,400. Foundation, $17,800. Steel kit and delivery, $25,600. Shell erection, $7,000. Spray foam insulation, $6,200. Framing and drywall, $9,000. Electrical, $4,200. Plumbing, $5,400. HVAC, $3,800. Flooring, $4,400. Kitchen, $7,500. Bathroom, $2,550. Interior finishes, $3,100. Exterior additions, $5,700. Well and septic, $19,700. Permits, $2,150. Contingency, $6,800. Grand total, $119,300. That's $99 per square foot for a complete, move-in ready small barndominium. Jake stayed under his $120,000 budget by $700. In his area, a comparable traditional 1,200 square foot new construction home would have cost $285,000 to $340,000. He saved over $165,000 by building a small barndominium. The design strategy for small spaces. Let's talk about how Jake made 1,200 square feet feel spacious and functional. Open floor plan. The main living area combines kitchen, dining, and living room in one 600 square foot space. No walls breaking it up. This makes the space feel much larger than it actually is. High ceilings. Jake's 10-foot ceilings make a massive difference. The volume of space feels generous, even though the square footage is limited. If you're building small, always maximize ceiling height. It costs very little extra in a barndominium. Strategic window placement. Jake has large windows on the long wall of the living area. Natural light makes spaces feel bigger. He placed windows to capture views of his wooded property, bringing the outside in visually. Minimal hallways. Hallways waste space in small homes. Jake's layout has essentially no hallway. You walk from the living area directly into the bedroom and directly into the bathroom. Every square foot is usable space. Built-in storage. Jake added built-in shelving in the living area and a walk-in closet in the bedroom. Vertical storage and smart cabinetry prevent clutter and maximize function. Covered porch as extension. The 300 square foot covered porch functions as outdoor living space. In good weather, it effectively doubles his usable area. This is a huge advantage in small barndominium living. Light colors and simple finishes. Jake painted everything in light neutral colors. White walls, light with toned floors, simple trim. This makes the space feel clean, open, and larger. The advantages of building small. Let's talk about why building a small barndominium makes sense for many people. Affordability. This is obvious. Jake built for $119,300. Even if you hire out everything and don't do any work yourself, a small barndominium will likely cost $90,000 to $160,000, depending on location and finishes. That's affordable housing in 2026. Lower ongoing costs. Utilities are cheap. Jake spent about $100 per month. Property taxes on 1,200 square feet are minimal. Insurance is inexpensive. Maintenance costs are low because there's simply less to maintain. Over 30 years, the savings on utilities, taxes, and maintenance could easily exceed $100,000 compared to a larger home. Faster to build. 6 months from start to finish. You can have a completed home in the time it takes to get permits for a traditional build in some areas. Less debt. Jake paid cash by selling his larger home and building smaller. Even if you finance, borrowing $120,000 at current interest rates is dramatically different from borrowing $300,000. You could pay off a small barndominium in 10 to 15 years, achieving financial freedom decades earlier than traditional homeowners. For simplicity, living small forces you to be intentional about possessions and lifestyle. Many people find this liberating. You can't accumulate endless stuff. You focus on what truly matters. Easier to clean and maintain. Jake can clean his entire home in 2 hours. Compare that to maintaining a 2,500 square foot house. Time is valuable, and small spaces give you time back. Lower environmental impact. Smaller footprint means less energy consumption, fewer materials used in construction, less land disturbed. If you care about sustainability, small barndominiums are an excellent choice. Flexibility. Small barndominiums work as primary residences, vacation homes, rental properties, in-law suites, home offices with living quarters, or retirement downsizing solutions. Jake knows that if his needs change, he can rent this out for $1,200 to $1,500 per month easily, generating income from his investment. The challenges of building small. Small space living isn't for everyone. Let's be honest about the downsides. Limited storage. Even with smart design, storage is limited. You can't keep everything. Jake had to downsize his possessions significantly. If you have hobbies that require equipment or you like to keep lots of stuff, small space living is hard. No guest space. Jake has one bedroom. When family visits, they stay in a hotel or he sets up an air mattress in the living room. There's no proper guest bedroom. Entertaining limits. Small kitchens and living areas limit how many people you can host. Jake can comfortably have 4 to 6 people over. Larger gatherings don't work well. Resale concerns. Small homes typically appeal to a narrower buyer pool. Families with children usually need more space. Resale may take longer or require pricing discounts. Requires discipline. Small spaces get cluttered quickly. You have to be disciplined about organization and not bringing unnecessary items into your home. Not suitable for everyone. If you have children, need a home office and guest room, have hobbies requiring space, or simply prefer more room, a small barndominium won't work. Maximizing a small barndominium. If you decide to build small, here are the keys to making it work. Prioritize quality over quantity. In a small space, everything is visible. Invest in quality finishes that you'll see and touch every day. Jake spent a bit more on his kitchen countertops and flooring because those elements are prominent in the space. Design for flexibility. Choose furniture that serves multiple purposes. Jake's dining table also functions as a workspace. His living room furniture can reconfigure for different uses. Think about how spaces can adapt to different needs. Maximize vertical space. Use tall cabinets, high shelving, and vertical storage. Jake has cabinets that go all the way to the ceiling in his kitchen. This nearly doubles his storage capacity. Keep it simple. Complex layouts waste space. Simple rectangular floor plans with minimal angles and jogs are most efficient. Jake's layout is basically a rectangle with one partition creating the bedroom. Outdoor living matters. Invest in your porch or patio. This becomes a critical extension of your living space. Jake uses his covered porch 9 months of the year, and it makes his 1,200 square feet feel much larger. Edit ruthlessly. Before you move in, get rid of anything you don't truly need or love. Small space living requires being selective about possessions. Smart storage solutions. Use every niche. Under bed storage, over door organizers, pull-out pantries, corner cabinets with lazy Susans. These small additions make huge differences in functionality. Common mistakes to avoid. Based on Jake's experience and other small barndominium builds I've researched, here are the biggest mistakes people make. Mistake 1. Building too small. There's a sweet spot. Below about 600 square feet, spaces feel cramped for permanent living. Jake's 1,200 square feet is comfortable. If you're unsure, err on the side of slightly larger rather than too small. Mistake 2. Poor layout design. Every square foot matters in a small build. Bad layouts waste space with awkward corners, long hallways, or poorly placed walls. Spend time getting the layout right before you build. Jake went through 5 different floor plan iterations before settling on his final design. Mistake 3. Skimping on insulation. In a small space, temperature control matters enormously. If your barndominium is too hot or too cold, the entire home is uncomfortable. Jake's spray foam insulation was worth every penny. Don't skip this. Mistake 4. Undersizing HVAC. Small spaces can actually be harder to heat and cool if you have high ceilings and large windows. Make sure your HVAC system is properly sized. Jake's mini split is rated for 1,500 square feet, even though his home is 1,200, giving him extra capacity. Mistake 5. Inadequate electrical planning. Small homes still need sufficient outlets and lighting. Jake added extra outlets because small spaces mean everything is close together and you're more likely to use multiple devices in each area. Mistake 6. Neglecting storage. You can't make more space, but you can make better storage. Plan for closets, cabinets, shelving, and creative storage solutions from the beginning. That's the complete guide to building a small barndominium. If this inspired you or gave you a realistic path to affordable homeownership, hit that like button and subscribe because I'm bringing you more real builds, real costs, and real solutions for affordable housing. Drop a comment below. Would you live in 1,200 square feet if it meant being mortgage-free? What's the smallest space you could comfortably live in? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching. Remember, the best home isn't the biggest home. It's the one that gives you freedom to live the life you actually want. See you in the next one.